This is not a quick speed shop. We're still working in the shop. We're putting the blue C10 together. We're going to part out the rest of the cab on the parts truck out here. A storm's coming. I got to get indoors, but we're hanging brakes. We're hanging more pedals and nonsense, and found a bunch of mouse nests over there in the heater box. Not good, bro. But now I got to clean all that up. But this thing looks good in here. No mice in here. So let's start working on some C10 truck action. Alright, we're starting a brand new C10 video. I'm still out here stripping the old truck. And last time I was talking about steering. I've got the steering shaft out here. I'm cleaning it up on the ground. And then this truck had manual steering. The truck that we're putting back together has a power steering box on it, but it's had some water in it, I think, and it's chunky. And I'm a little nervous about it. So I'm going to remove that for now, and I don't have a power steering pump for the engine I'm putting in here anyways. I gotta leave it in the other car. So we're gonna put manual steering back on this truck just because it's easy for me. And then if I gotta get another box or clean this one out or whatever, it was actually seized up a little bit and I had to break it free with some penetrating oil. So it'll probably be all right running oil through it, you know, and letting it go. It just had a little bit of surface rust in it. But I'm gonna go with manual steering just because it's easier for me right now. So I was going to use the box off this truck, but it is all rusty and nasty, and even the splines are pretty nasty on it here. So I went down to my stash of steering stuff, and I just happen to have another outside frame Saginaw box with like the correct style pitman arm on it. So I think this is going to work. So I cleaned it up with a wire wheel, and now I'm going to try out the new Vice Grip Garage. That's right, Rebuild Black. Old Derek came up with this formula. And it's made by Poppy's Patina, I believe, for him. But it's for painting engine blocks and suspension components and everything you're trying to restore with a rattle can. So we're going to try it right now in the steering box. I can't wait. It's satin black enamel. So it should be good for what we're doing here. Oh, wait, let me tape up my splines real fast. Tape these guys right up here so I don't fill them full of paint. And the best part is it came with a pretty decent rag joint I found. I'm going to clean this up. The rubber looks good. The studs look good. It's got the ground strap so you transfer the ground through the steering column. I'm just going to clean that guy up and I'll throw some black on that later. But let's give this a go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. Rebuilding it. Completely adding power steering, rebuilding. This is awesome. Now I haven't cleaned up the pitman arm. I haven't cleaned up the pitman arm because there's a new one on that power box. But I think I'm going to go on Rock Auto and get a new manual. What do you call it? Pitman arm for this box. Just swap it out. That way I don't have to worry about. I don't have to worry about switching pitman arms. And I sprayed this off of brake clean, and we're doing what Derek would do, just throw the paint right on over everything, and it's perfect. Look at that. Let's run this guy down here so I can get some different angles, like my shaft. Always want to coat your shaft. Oh boy, yes, this is awesome. This is almost as good as putting rack and pinion steering in it, just adding the Rebuild Black. Look at that. Perfect. Can't even tell we've been here. The Rebuild Black works so good on all the metal parts. I cleaned off the outer heater box here, which is fiberglass, and I cleaned it with like some, I don't know, like bathroom cleaner bleach degreaser-ish, and wiped it off. Then I washed it down with soap and water. And, I don't know, let's try to restore it with this. Will it work? I don't see why not. It appears to be working already. My only concern is if it's fiberglass without primer or anything, is it going to act weird with the paint? But I doubt it. Or is it going to like wrinkle it or do something weird? I don't know. We're just going to go ahead and rebuild it. The motor on the front here is steel, so that'll take the paint no problem. I taped up the wiring for the fan motor, the connector. Yeah, this looks like it's doing something. The paint was all half cooked off it, and I actually, when I cleaned it, I scuffed it with the Scotch-Brite with the cleaner on it, so it kind of abraded the surface, I'm going to guess, a little bit. I don't know. Sure. I'm channeling my inner Derek and saying, yup. Looks good. The sun's going down, so I can use a little sun bacon here to put the bacon. Man, that looks like $1 million if it dries. If it does dry, I don't see why it wouldn't. The other parts that come out nice. I did the throttle lever. I got the what do you call it? Rag joint painted up. Got the throttle pivot plate. Got the throttle, not the throttle, the steering shaft. That was super pitted, but I cleaned it up pretty good where the wire wheel is what it is. I gave it the hit. This is the inner side of the heater box and the controls. That goes under the dash, but it's visible, so I'll go ahead and I'll get that out of the truck, and I'll take some more time and I'll use some Scotch-Brite up the surface, and I'm going to hit that whole thing with the satin as well, rebuild black that, and then the only thing I got to get left out is the vents here. They'll need to be cleaned up. If I was doing like a full-on show vehicle, obviously I would want to put little pieces in the sandblaster or whatever and take a little bit more care, but for what I'm doing, this truck's going to be a driver. Wire wheeling a little bit of surface rust off, and then painting these pieces that are going to be inside the cab. They're going to last forever. I mean, they're pretty much dipped from the factory just in cheap black paint, just enamel, and or left bare metal, and they lasted 50, 53, 54 years already. So a little bit of cleaning up and repainting I'm going to do is going to last, let's put it this way, if it lasts another 50 years, I'll be 97, so that'll be good enough. Well, the sun is going down, but we'll take a look out here. The Rebuild Black worked great on the fiberglass. I think this must have been painted with lacquer or something originally, because it did wrinkle some of the very original paint that was left, but it's textured fiberglass, so you can't even tell, and it's dry already, so it looks mint. And then I realized, why not just restore everything else right in the truck? So I Scotch-Brited the heater box and rattle canned that with the Restore Black. Boom, right there from Bryce Coop Garage, and it came out mint. And I did the Nope, I need another coat on the bottom. This one I had a lot of surface rust. But I did the, what do you call them here? The vent pieces. It's easier because it holds it in place. You see where the paint needs to be because it's in the truck now. So if I just paint it where it's in the truck and it looks good, it's going to look good in the other truck. So that's a pro tip. All this other stuff is drying, but man, that heater box will look mint under the dash. All restored, ready to go. And out here, so tomorrow or whatever, I can drain the coolant down in the engine, get the heater hoses off, unbolt the heater box from, I'm not even sure how it comes apart yet, but looks like the outside probably comes off and then the inside comes off, and it probably clamshells through the firewall, I would imagine. I don't see any leaks from the heater core, and it's got coolant in it. Obviously it's direct connected to the engine, so the heater core is going to be good, and it looks like you can change it from the outside of the truck, so I don't see any reason really to go ahead and change the heater core just because I think it's good. So we'll transfer that over, and then I'll get the cowl vent flapper doors out, and then pretty much the cab is stripped and ready to come off the frame and get cut up and go away for scrap because it's junk. I'm going to cover that up and put that away here as soon as the paint's dry. Then we're going to focus on in here, get in here, shut the door, keep the bugs out. I'll throw the wiring harness up in. I got the emergency brake. I restored that and I greased it all up. I painted it the other day. That's with the Rust-Oleum satin black, but I got it greased up so it's functional. Let's go back to an option, or let's go back a couple days to the other video where I took the step side box apart, the square body step side box I bought and I was going to use for, you can watch the other video. Long story short, I'm not using it, and I bought brand new box sides from Summit AMD panels, and I got them in the other video. And then I also realized I needed the rails, so I ordered these right directly from AMD, and I ended up getting a brand new rear sail panel piece or cross sill piece because it's got the mounts on it, which the factory ones are rotted on the other box, and it was like 79 bucks. I'm like, you know what, by the time I fix all that and get it, I cut the sandblasting out of the budget, what it is. If I would have taken all that stuff to the sandblaster, it would have been a few $100s. And basically, I got all brand new cross pieces for 200 bucks shipped to the house and stuff. And let me go out and show you one more thing outside. So another reason I bought the cross pieces is the short ones, you can buy these, but the big ones are 32 bucks a piece and smaller ones are about the same. But these two are only rotted on the edges, and I've got good sills here that are good all the way across. So what I'm going to do is, they're the same width and stuff. I'm just going to cut two of these, cut the ends off them, section them down and weld them on these and fix these two. And these things I can just clean up. I can just cut the rust out of it, and the rest of it's got like undercoating on it. I'll just wire wheel and clean these up the best I can. I'll just sacrifice these two, like if they get a little surface rust on them later, like whatever. But I'll repair those with these, and that'll save me some money. Then I'm going to sell this rear cross piece, which, yeah, when we looked in the other video, it also had some pinholes here and stuff, so it's a little on the rough side. But if somebody needs it for that box sides I want to sell, I'll sell that with it, you know, just so it looks like it's more complete. So I took all the fixing out of that for what it was, and getting all this stuff blasted, like I said, would have been probably a couple $100. And I got brand new pieces for a couple $100, so, you know, where am I going? Let's work smarter, not harder. So we'll be able to use all this, and we'll have all our pieces for our bed. I got an idea how to use some PVC trim boards from like Lowe's and stuff to mount between the metal sides and the metal floor instead of using wood, because I'm not going to buy one of the wood kits for those. They're like over $1,000 with a kit, and like the stainless steel strips are like stupid money. I'm not spending $1,000 on a wood bed floor. I'm going to make it either out of plywood or a piece of T111 or something, because guess what? It's going to get stuff thrown on it, get scratched up. If I can put a floor in the bed for 50 bucks, I'm happy. I'm not putting a $1,000 wooden bed floor in my truck. Sorry, not doing it. So I am going to clean all this stuff up. Oh, I'll show you. So you see where the wood goes in here, and it's pinched between here and the thing. That's it. You know, holds moisture and rots it out. It rotted out up there a little bit. So I'm going to get the PVC boards, probably like a 1x6 white PVC trim boards, 3/4 inch, and I will use that to hold between these. It'll last forever, won't rot, and won't corrode the metal. It won't absorb moisture. I'll paint them black, and then I'll put a floor in it, probably paint that black, and it'll be good to go there. So that's the name of the game of that. So I'm going to pretty much have most of a square body step side bed I'm going to sell locally here at a swap meet in the next couple weeks. I got a couple swap meets, so this whole thing's going. Hopefully I'll get most of my money back that I spent on the bed, and I'll get my pieces I needed, and we'll be back in business, and the rest of the bed will be brand new on the old C10. I also realized I'm running out of summertime to get this truck done. It's the middle of July now, and so I need to work smarter, not harder. What I think I'm going to do is get the cab and everything painted, doors, fenders painted, get the hood. Maybe the hood might not be painted, but the hood could be on it in primer, because I still have to louver that. But get the front of the truck done. The box can be assembled in the black EDP coat, just to try it out, get it all dialed in. If it goes into fall time, maybe I can take the box off the truck later, work on it over the winter, get scuffed and painted. I really don't want to paint in the winter time, because then I've really got to keep the heat on in the garage up to like 75, 70, 75. I don't know, maybe I could. But anyways, I got to get the truck inspected before the end of the year because the plates run out on it, so I got to get it mobile. And the box could go on in the black EDP, and maybe we take it off in the springtime, scuff it and shoot it and be done with it. And in the meantime, I could run it around, you know, break it in with a black EDP on it. So the whole truck might not be blue this year, we'll see. But I've got to, I can't turn this into a 2-year restoration project. We got to move on to getting other things done and work on it. So what we got to do. So that's my plan as of right now. All right, here we are. It's the weekend. I'm under the tent because it's so hot out again. And I think we're going to finish up here just a couple of things. I'm going to get the heater box off. First, we're going to drain the radiator into a tub that I got here, hopefully. If this will work. Let's see. Uh-oh. Nothing's coming out. Why is nothing coming out? I wonder if the hole is plugged. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Boom. Just let that kind of drain. Take the cap off. Will that help? Probably. Make it out of control. Oh, there we go. Put a little heat into her. This is just like a one-row radiator. This thing's super tiny. Look at that. And it's severely corroded, and we're going to run the 400 small block, so we don't need a tiny little radiator. Need a big dog, and unbelievable, it's still leaking. How about now? There we go. So we're going to let this guy slowly drain. And we'll cut the heater hoses. We'll get the heater box out of here. And then I think the next video, we'll get the tractor out and we'll take the cab off. The master cylinder here, I think I want to just wire wheel this and mount it up and paint it. Maybe hang it right on the booster, then paint it right on the firewall. Just throw a little of that rebuild black on it. I think I'm going to just try to cut the lines, kink them off. Because we got new lines on the truck, or original lines. They're in nice shape on the truck. These look like they've been replaced, with steel lines at some point, because they're not original. I think the secret is we'll just crimp the lines a bunch of times with these pliers, and then we'll snipper and bend it over. Boom! And see if it holds. Should. Also makes it very, very sharp, so don't cut yourself. This line might be a little more tricky. No, I guess not. Boom. Uh-oh. This guy is not holding. Alright, just a little bit of brake line action. Alright, got a little oil on here. Just let me get this. Had a drip of water in there. I can't see. My sunglasses are on. What's that? That is just the C-clip. A little spot of moisture on it. I put anti-seize on everything here just to help this thing kind of like seal into the booster and have it come apart later if you need to take it apart. So, oops. It takes a little bit of pressure to hold on the booster. Let's see here. Where am I? I need some nuts. Those look like they are 3/8. I think we're going to use the nylon nuts to match, or the nylocks to match like we did on the thing. I got some more here. I got a couple more left. Yes, I do. Hold on a minute. Should we start going to the patina look and just leaving everything rusty? Why not? No, we won't do that. I'll just wire wheel this in place real fast, and I'll mask off with some plastic around here. I'll blow a little of that paint right up on. And then maybe we will hook these. These are the factory brake lines, which are factory Chevy lines, because this truck frame came from North or South Carolina, I forget what. So the brake lines didn't rust out. First time I've ever seen a 50-something year old vehicle with all the original brake lines. Kind of unbelievable, especially up here. I don't know why this won't go on. What's going on here? I think somebody had replaced this master cylinder recently. There's a QR code on it. Obviously, that's not original. So the truck, when I had the parts truck on the road, before I discovered that it was too rusty to restore, because I bought that truck originally to restore and then realized it was completely rotted to death. Somebody had obviously put a new master cylinder on it, and the truck actually stopped stopped good, so there's no reason to replace it when it worked good. We're just going to swap her on over. The rest of this frame was restored. It's got all brand new brakes, wheel cylinders, hoses, calipers, you know, rotors, pads. Everything's new on the brakes except for the original lines. So we're going to go with it. I don't see any real evidence of rust on the lines at all. And if it ever blows a brake line, we'll just put new lines on it then. But I don't see any reason to get rid of the factory rust-free factory lines if they are not rusted through. We'll save a little time, and there goes the paint. We'll save a little time and energy by not putting new brake lines on for... Oh, I cut myself. Dang it. For no reason. It's like the California guys, I'm sure, are all running the factory brake lines. Not here in New York State. Oh, there's a huge bee in here. Get out of here. I'm trying to film, I hear you. It's weird, this factory power brake system, the master cylinder and the booster and everything leans way down at an angle, which usually you want the master cylinder to sit level, but that's how GM did it. They're just like, that's fine, don't worry about it. I don't know why they just didn't put some angle in their bracket and put the thing level. I don't think it's to clear the hood. The hood's way up here. I don't know. All right, a little heat, and I got the lines out and got the new lines bolted on. I went on the internet looking at these trucks and actually kits for the brakes and what they look like factory. And there is supposed to be a sheet metal bracket that comes off here and bolts to the proportioning valve. I don't know if this truck's in like an early setup or whatever, if it's missing. I don't know, these lines kind of like hold it where it is. But I'm also suspect the thing is pretty rusty here around these fittings, and if I ever had to change these lines, it's super hard to make these. You need special fittings. You got to get adapters or whatever, or you buy a kit, but it's hard to get them all lined up. Basically, I went to Summit Racing and I picked out a new CPP Performance brass combination valve, brand new. It comes with the lines and everything, new brake light switch and all that. It was like $98. So like on the other truck, I drove it around the block a few times and it stopped okay, but you know, who knows what's going on inside here, if it's good. I mean, I don't remember if the brake light was on or not. But anyways, I just ordered it up. It'll come with new lines here, new fittings, and you know, this is, like I said, pretty nasty here. You don't really want to take a chance of brakes for like everything else on the truck is in really nice shape, and I got this rusty combination valve. You know, I bought the new one. It's brass. It's got all new lines. We'll get rid of these rusty lines here that are a little bit rusty. Get all new fittings. We'll put that together. It actually moves ahead a little bit. The lines, instead of this one being back here, it moves it ahead, but it hangs the bracket off here. So this will be mounted so this won't fatigue and crack and break those. Anyway, so I ordered that up, and I also ordered some engine mounts for when we put the engine in it. They got a stud that bolts through here, and they bolt onto the small block Chevy. So I ordered 2 new mounts for that. I ordered some header collector bolts because I'm going to put headers on this. And then I ordered a few other things, transmission mount, universal transmission mount when we build the cross member for the rear transmission mount. And then miscellaneous stuff. So another order from Summit coming in a couple days. But we'll just paint up the master cylinder. We'll just leave this is what it is, and we'll put a brand new brass one on there. I'll feel a little bit better about that. You never want to cheap out on steering and brakes. And now for my next trick, we're going to use the used steering box because we can. But I turned it. It turns good. I should probably replace this pitman arm because that would be the next smart thing to do. And since it doesn't have a boot, it might be the smart thing to do. I got to see... I think the power steering and the manual steering box pitman arms are different, but is that seized in there? I think we're ready to pull this heater box off. I'm not sure exactly how it came out. A lot of the bolts are missing and or broke off, so there's only one on the bottom, one on the top. So I think we're free. It seems like it's free. Oops, we got a ground right here. Do I got the tool for the ground? I think I might right here, just randomly by happenstance. We got a ground screw right in the firewall. Got it. Holy crap. It's a really long self-tapper. Save that for later. Alright, I think... Oh. 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 Oh, no. Uh-oh. What does it look like? Tell me, is it nasty? Is it full of mice? Ooh, it's full of rust. And dirt. And debris. Oops. I gotta take and dump the coolant out of it. Hold on one second. Oh, it's packed full of mouse nest. Ah, shoot. How do we get into there? I gotta pull the heater core out. There's a ton of mouse nest behind the heater core. That sucks. Damn. Anyways, oh, they had this off when they painted the firewall. See how it's brown and red and full of plastic, and this is disconnected. There's your, ooh, it stinks. There's your heater. Here's a problem. You take trucks and stuff that have been sitting here and they're full of mouse nests. You get your little heater resistor in there, and it's in a mouse nest, and you turn the heater on, it sets your dashboard on fire. Ask me how I know. It happened to my a truck I was buying back from a guy, actually. It went up in flames because of that. So I think that's that. And then there's a couple of self-tappers through the inside that hold it to the inside. So I think we can take this out, clean it out, clean the inside up, vacuum it out. I'm going to pull that heater core out. We'll take a look. It's full of mouse nests. But I think we can buzz this guy out of here and at least put maybe the back half in to the truck, and then we'll have to deal with the heater core. I might just... It looks like... We're going to have to take it out anyways, but it looks like it might have been leaking in one spot, so we'll take a look at that. I'm sure I can buy a new one. They probably make aluminum ones now, I would imagine, because it's modern day times. Here, these are self-tappers. Special self-tappers. I believe there's one down here. Ooh, debris is falling out of it as we speak. And I think there's one over there under that padding. Actually, I can look from this side. Where's the rest of them? Okay, whoa! Oh, got it. Hold on a second. Oh, it's full of debris. Full of debris. And rust. Oh, yeah, that. And we got mouse nests in here as well. Great. Oh. Great. Oh. Nasty. So this has some kind of like little straps. Oh yeah, this is all mouse damage. I'm gonna have to clean this guy up. We can put the inner box in. I'm gonna have to clean this outer guy up. But there's 4 5/16 screws that go into that bracket to hold the heater core. Little self-tappers. This one is kind of hard to get on it unless you... What did that break? That just broke off something. What the heck is that? Kind of a little tab action. Alright, so this should be able to lift. Oh boy. Oh my god. See that? Full of mouse nest. Alright, so this heater core is not too bad, but see right there, looks like there might have been a leak. The bottom tank is awful green. I mean, actually, it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. I mean, it wasn't leaking coolant, that looks like it could have been a leak, but it, other than being kind of nasty, oh, it's packed full of debris. And this is all monkeyed up. Somebody clamped it way too tight on that lower hose and squeezed the crap out of it. So we might go ahead and get a new heater cord because it can be installed later. Over here at the outer heater box, in the blower fan motor assembly, this inner piece rusted because this is all bare metal from the factory, but the blend door was unhooked and it probably didn't operate because of the mouse nest. So this piece has come off, but the mouse nest is all packed behind this blend door, which, you know, this is heat, this is not, this is, you know, heat off, so it was kind of like stuck open because of the mouse nest. You can see the nest here, all seat material and stuff, and that's pretty nasty. And they had lost the seal or didn't have the seal to put this back on the firewall when they painted it, and they used gray RTV, which is not the right answer. It would have had like a dum-dum seal, like window weld, not urethane, but like the dum-dum that probably doesn't harden up. Probably would have been used, I would imagine, originally from the factory. Put in this little line, just dum-dum it on there, and then it seals to it. So I can get some of that, and we can put this back on instead of with silicone. But I'm going to clean this all up real good, wash it out with soap and water. I'll pull the blower motor out. I wash this all up. I'm going to paint the back side of this. I'm going to paint in the squirrel cage area. We'll have to paint this piece up and reattach this with a couple of pop rivets. Is what it had factory, I guess. Paint that guy up. It doesn't really matter that it leaks there at the bottom. It's going to be fine. But we'll put our new seal around here. This kind of floats in free air, but it seals here on the firewall. So we'll reseal it. We'll clean it all up. And the way Mouse got in there was through the cowl, probably through the fan. He probably climbed through the fan blades because the mouse would fit through the fan blades, and then got down in here and built the nest in here. Or, no, that's actually more plausible, is the vent was open and he went in through the inside, through the bottom of this. That's what they did. They went through the bottom here. We're there, and they got right up into the whole thing, kind of spoiled it. Luckily, it's not beyond the edge of fixing it, but this truck always smelled like mice, and that's why. And you can see the mouse pee has really done a number on that firewall. Completely made it nasty. So the center piece should clean up, no sweat. It's mostly plastic and some steel, but it didn't. All the rust appeared to be on the other piece here. But I'm going to take this apart off camera, and you can see here, actually you can see some mouse pee coming there that I painted over. Open this up the best I can. Actually, this two-piece section comes apart. I'm going to clean all the pieces out with soap and water, let them dry, and then I'm just going to paint it in there, get rid of all the mouse pee. Things to look for in your old truck. Mice ruin everything. And this is just another example of mice ruining things. I think that's where I'm going to leave it for this one. We've done a lot today, or the last couple of days. It looks like it's going to rain, so I don't know how much more I can work on the truck out here. And I've got to do a lot of cleaning in that heater box now before I can get that ready to go. So if it's going to rain, I can clean it out and then let it dry while it's raining. The truck cab is completely gutted at this time. As far as I can tell, I'm just going to take all the rubber plugs out that held this insulation on, reuse them in the new truck. But this cab, next time in the video, is ready to come off the frame. We're going to cut it up and scrap it. It's all junk. There's no, you know, you can get this piece, you can get the inner piece, you can get this piece new. It's already had rockers and cab corners put in it badly. It's junk. I've cut patches I needed out of the floor. You can buy the whole floor for one of these trucks. It's not worth saving anything. There's rot in the A-pillars, rot in the cowl. The firewall doesn't really mean anything to me. Like, there's no reason to save that, and it's kind of rotted and junky. So I've taken everything I need to do it. It's just one big piece of sheet metal right now. So I'll make sure everything is disconnected, and we'll bring the forks into the tractor. We'll go right through the windows. We'll pick the cab right off, and then we'll just have a bare frame. We'll strip down the core support. We'll transfer all the wiring harness and all that over to the blue truck. We'll see what else is going on. I think I said in the last video, I'm going to cut this frame up. Uh-oh. Storm's coming. Where's Dorothy? Where's Dorothy? Ah! I feel it picking up. I might have to hold on to the tent. Yikes. Anyways, I'm going to save the back half of the frame and all the suspension components. I'm going to save the power steering arms and stuff off the front, the spindles and the rotors, The rest of the frame is like pitted junk, so I'm going to cut that up. This truck is going to go away. It's beyond restoring at this point. So it was going to be restored and it turned into a parts truck. So that's sometimes how it goes when you're on your restoration journey. But it is what it is. So I'm going to tear this operation down before I get downpour down. Looks like it's coming. And do a bunch of mouse cleaning. And next time we'll kirk this cab off of here and continue working on the blue truck in the garage. Alright, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hopefully I don't end up in Oz, because I'd like to keep working here at the Quick Speed Shop.